welcome you inside Mercersburg Gymnasium. We apologize for the technical difficulties that we had for the first quarter and a half of this one, but we were on the air, and we will have the remainder of this MAPL Championship for you live here on the Strive Network. Simon Rose, Jason Dumas here. And glad you could join us for this championship game. Right now, the score is 22-21 in favor of the, it's not 22-22, it's a tie ball game between Peddie and Blair, one of the bigger rivalries on the high school level. 4:24 to go in the second quarter. Again, a little bit of a late start with our broadcast, and we appreciate you being patient with us. Simon Rose, you'll hear Jason Dumas's voice in just a moment.
Here we go.
There it is. Jason, the sports director over at WHAG in Hagerstown. Just about 20 miles down the road here from Mercersburg, and he's been kind enough to join us for this broadcast. A former independent school basketball league player in his own right.
My glory days.
Your glory days over at Malvern Prep. As Peddie now has it with a 1-point deficit. And this one would not go. And here's Matt Turner, who's been in a Blair uniform for quite a while and continues to run the point here in his senior season. Swings to the far side. Mack gives right back to Turner in the corner. And Matt Turner goes high post. This is Zach Kent from Magnolia, Delaware. And the jump shot goes through.
For a big guy.
And it's always nice to have a big guy like that who can obviously be a presence in the paint, but can step back and shoot that mid-range jump shot as well. And Blair now has a 25-22 lead as Tyler Jones swings it to the far side. This is Jahan Dotson now passing back up, and it'll be Bruce Edwards finding Terrell Prince. Wide open three ball here for Jahan Dotson, no good. Long rebound.
He hit that earlier.
From Junab Charchuol, and he scores. And it's 27-22. We get a timeout on the floor with 3:12 to go. All right, so now that we are on the air, we have an opportunity to look at some of our pregame graphics. We will start with the Spotlight, Strive Spotlight, and we're going to spotlight Anthony Mack of Blair Academy, class of 27 from, it says Sarasota Springs. That's what it's listed at on the roster, but it's actually Saratoga Springs, New York is where Anthony Mack is from, upstate New York. 6'6", 215. Missed a lot of last year with an injury, but he is just an absolute bulldog on the basketball floor, and he is back having a great year, 16 points per game. And he signed a letter of intent to play with the University of Wyoming.
Hope he likes the cold.
Yeah, you know, it's a little cold out there, a little chilly.
Mucho frio.
Jason and I spent 3 years together in, speaking of cold, in North Dakota, where we were part of media, our respective media teams out there. And it's nice to be back here in somewhat warmer conditions.
I'm still thawing out.
As it will be a ball coming out of bounds. It'll be Blair Academy basketball leading 27-22, 3 minutes to go here in quarter number 2. We'll get this scoreboard up here in just a moment.
Peddie obviously has a disadvantage when it comes to the size. That's why it's so crucial for them to hit these open jump shots. They were falling in the first quarter. They've gone a little cold here in the second.
Yeah, Peddie, that's kind of how they are going to live and die, by that three ball. When this team gets hot, they can beat anyone that they go up against. As a turnaround from Kent wouldn't go. Xavier Sawyer fighting for it. Instead, it's Peddie with it. And Stephen Torre going all the way in with his left hand. He's able to sneak it through, thread the needle of the defenders. And it's 27-24.
He has some D2 offers. I was talking to their coach pregame. He's a good, scrappy player.
Peddie coached by Joe Rulewich. And Blair coached by Joe Montegna. As the ball comes out of bounds, and we've got a substitution for Peddie. Stepping in, Jack Weber. And taking a seat, Jahan Dotson. Dotson going to be playing football for Ohio State next year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there are some athletes over here at the Peddie School, no doubt about it. These are two of the premier athletic programs in the state of New Jersey, and it's the reason why they are big rivals of each other. There's Tyler Jones missing on the three. Dengak the rebound, and Gok, he had it taken away. Really athletic play there by Bruce Edwards. A follow wouldn't go for Jack Weber. However, Peddie still with it, and it's Terrell Prince. And Tyler Jones, the captain who runs the show here. Jones from Lawrenceville, New Jersey, so a hometown kid around the area of Heightstown, home of the Peddie School. As Terrell Prince, it's a mismatch on Dengak, tries to take him to the cup, and he draws the foul. Dengak called for it, the future Miami Hurricane.
Coach Larinaga down there in Coral Gables, great coach. Sure he'll coach this kid up, get some bulk on him.
Jason Owe will check in for Blair Academy, as well as Matt Turner back in the game. Xavier Sawyer and Zach Kent take a seat. Here's Terrell Prince, who by the end of the football season was the quarterback of Peddie, even though he started as the third or fourth string at the beginning of the season. Peddie was just ravaged with injuries football-wise. Prince, a good receiver and cornerback, but they lost their star quarterback in Alan Walters, and they lost their backup quarterback, and next thing you know, Terrell Prince is in there, running the show for a very talented football team, and now on the floor for a talented Peddie basketball team. Janub Char-Chual from Nebraska. And now it's Matt Turner, who's from Trumbull, Connecticut. And he throws it away, looking for Gok. How about the pressure from the Peddie School?
They're not handling it well, I'll tell you that. And the Peddie School there, they're very athletic. They cut off the passing lanes very quickly. You got to make sharp, quick decisions against this press.
Now we are coming off of a couple of games for these respective teams where it was not an easy battle in the semifinals to get here to this championship game. And Terrell Prince guarded by Xavier Sawyer. Prince working down low, Jack Weber now far side. It is Edwards, and a three ball launched up by Torre, no good. Another offensive board, Tyler Jones has it on right wing. And he'll slow the pace, 30 seconds to go.
They'll look to hold for the last shot here. This will be big for them to go into the second half with the lead.
This is Torre with 15 seconds left. And now Tyler Jones. Torre with time winding down, off balance shot, no good, got the rebound, and that'll do it for the first half.
Well, they got a good look.
It was a good first half, competitive first half between the Peddie School and Blair Academy. And since we did not have a pregame show, we're going to run through some of our elements of our pregame festivities and look at the Peddie Strive Spotlight. And we spotlight Tyler Jones, the team captain, class of 2017. And he's been a big playmaker for the Falcons for a long, long time. 17 points, 4 assists per game. He's a McDonald's All-Star Game nominee. And he finished second in NJ.com's top basketball senior poll. So Tyler Jones, obviously a key part of this Peddie School team if they're going to win here today. Hit some big shots last night. Peddie School going up against Peddie School going up against Hill, who was the second-seeded team in this tournament. And Jason Peddie, as we said before, they were able to get hot, right? They're their team that you've seen likes to shoot the three ball.
Right,
they were down by 8 points heading into the fourth quarter of that game, and then in the semifinals, Peddie defeats Hill. They flipped the switch and were able to get it going. And that's kind of what has been the Peddie MO. If they get hot, they can beat you on any given night. And they have stayed tough with Blair Academy, who defeated the Hun School in the semifinals. That was a tough-fought match. I believe the final was 77-71. Hun had a lead late in that game. but not an easy game for Blair Academy or Peddie. And here they are at halftime, 27-26 the score. We'll meet both head coaches.
This Mid-Atlantic Prep League just is so deep with talent year after year, sending kids to D1 schools. Got schools like the Hill School and Hunt Academy who can't even make the championship in their own league. That just speaks volumes of the competitiveness in the Maple League.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, in every single sport, you've got some premier teams in this conference. This is really has become the cream of the crop in terms of athletes coming on to the high school level, learning a lot, and putting themselves in a good position to get to the college level. We're going to meet both of the head coaches, starting with head coach Joe Rulewich, who you see gives his team a little halftime speech. 11th season for Joe Rulewich and the 18th season for Joe Mantegna. These are two of the best in the Maple. 118 and 85 all time for Joe Rulewich. It's his record as the head coach. He played at Haverford College, class of 1994.
My hometown.
There you go. Peddie's assistant director of college counseling as well. And Joe Mantegna, who has eclipsed 300 wins in his illustrious boys basketball career. 9-time Maple champion, 3-time Prep A champion. And Joe Mantegna has coached some impressive players at the high school level, Jason. You know this as a basketball player at the high school level. It's all about the coach. It is all about having some consistency at that program,
yes.
Having kids that trust the coach, having coaches that trust the kids, but having that stable presence at the top of the program is among the most important things.
Yeah, and players, they have to be able to trust their coach. If there's a disconnect between the coach and his roster, it doesn't matter how talented that team is, he won't get results. So coaching is very big, and, you know, some of the best coaches, you know, the best coaches around, they get the most out of their talent. And we see that here, especially with the Peddie school, because, you know, it's pretty obvious they're undermanned in terms of physical talents, and, you know, they're hanging with Blair Academy right now.
Yeah, just looking at the roster size, right, the actual physical size on paper, Blair's got the height advantage when you've got a guy like Zach Kent, who's 6'11", and Den Gok, who's 6'10". Those guys have stayed on the floor for the majority of time. You know you're going to have some Jason Owes, 6'6", Anthony Mack, 6'6". So you've got some height over on Blair. So there's no doubt that Peddie does have to do a little bit more speed play, if you will, to give themselves an edge in this game. These teams have obviously played each other quite a bit. The last 5 times that they have matched up, it was a 7-point game. The seven-point game last time they played on the 17th, or excuse me, on the 18th of January. And you see Blair has won the last 5 matchups. So the Peddie school with head coach Joe Rulewich trying to make some adjustments here at halftime so they can come out in the third quarter and make some magic happen. Again, we thank you for joining us, and we thank you for being patient with us as we did come on a little bit late, having some technical difficulties, but we are on the air, and we are good to go for the remaining 16 minutes of gameplay. As we are now at halftime, it's 27-26. I have the chance to preview some of our upcoming broadcasts, and we have a busy week coming up, Jason. It's exciting for guys like you and me that work in the sports media industry. Times like these, there are playoffs all around. There's energy high. There's interest all around. It's fun to be a part of it. And first of all, thank you for coming and working here and being a part of this Maple Championship.
Of course, man. Always come out, see some great basketball. Nothing better. Ball is life.
Ball is life. That's true, man. Yeah. How do you think this compares? You know, we mentioned that we're out in North Dakota watching basketball. How do you think this compares to some of the we saw a lot of Native American reservation basketball out there. It's an interesting style, and we saw we got to see that firsthand. But coming back to the East Coast, we get to come back and see, you know, some of the premier programs like Blair and Peddie, and it's been fun to see these kids continue to develop throughout the season, continue to get better. As you're looking at the upcoming broadcast on the Strive Network this week, we are heading into the hockey realm for the girls this year, we did just broadcast the hockey championship, the prep championship between Princeton Day School and Morristown Baird this past week. We'll have the girls ice hockey prep championship. It's the first year that they're going to have a prep championship for girls ice hockey. So we're excited to bring you that on the 14th. That's coming from Princeton Day School. Then on the 15th, on Wednesday, Prep B basketball, both boys and girls. And on the 18th, that's next Saturday, it'll be the Prep A championships. You see that says girls basketball Prep B. That's a typo. Both Prep A championships on February 18th. We'll have both of those broadcasts for you. They both could be coming from Blair Academy, as both Blair teams are the #1 seed in that Prep A tournament. But you can see we've got some exciting matchups coming for you. We've got some Blair basketball players coming back on the floor, so still a couple of minutes to go until we get the third quarter set. So we'll take a quick step aside. When we come back, we'll tip off the third quarter. You're watching live high school basketball here on the Strive Network. All right, start of the third quarter here, 27-26, 8 minutes on the clock. We are ready to go for a full half of basketball live here on the Strive Network. Simon Rose, Jason Dumas. Xavier Sawyer will not get the scoring started. It is Dengak who cannot score.
Deng needs to go up harder than that. He's bigger than that. He has to go up stronger than that.
As that shot no good from Torres. And just 30 seconds into this game, both teams come up empty on their first possession. Sawyer, though, for Kent, and that's easy enough for Zach Kent.
Classic drive and dish.
Third quarter here as Terrell Prince brings up the ball. And in the corner, it is Tyler Jones, the captain, finding Torres, who's had a number of open looks. This one he knocks down, and Peddie has tied it up at 29 apiece. Sawyer counted and won. How about Xavier Sawyer, who has certainly stepped up this year as a much bigger contributor than he was in years past. He was sixth, seventh man coming off the bench for Joe Mantegna's squad last year, but he can really step in, and he's showing a good versatility to his game. Good penetration there. He does miss the free throw. He does give Blair a 2-point lead. Zach Kent commits the foul. Bruce Edwards will head to the line.
Zach Kent called for the foul. It's his first team foul.
Second team foul called on Kent. And Edwards hits the first. So we are knotted up again at 31. Peddie is playing in a full court press. I think, Jason, we noticed in the first half that Blair was having a little bit of trouble at times with that pressure, and Peddie certainly has decided to keep that intensity up. A good crossover here and a good finish.
Great finish.
Janub Char-Chuol from Omaha, Nebraska, the junior guard, but a quick answer here on the other side by Jack Weber. So 33-33.
A little out of control there.
And it'll stay with Blair Academy.
Junub should always be controlling the ball.
He's looking to throw it in here. Dengak could not catch it on the other side, so it's Peddie running the break, and Peddie for a deuce, and they've got the lead.
I'll tell you, Peddie has some dogs on their team.
They are a team that can play very quickly, so if they get into that run and gun type of game and start to force Blair into turnovers, they are at an advantage, as Zach Kent cannot get the roll. However, there is a foul on the follow, and it's going to go against Dengak, which was an unnecessary foul, as Peddie was going to have possession anyway. So Gok picks up the foul. He's going to have to come and take a seat on the bench. Replacing him will be Jason Owe.
I'll tell you this, when you're 6'10", 6'11", you should never be fading away from the basket when you're about 5-6 inches bigger than your opponent. These Blair bigs got to go up strong. They'll get foul calls if they do that. Ref's not going to give them any calls when they fade away from contact.
Down low they go with Jack Weber. He couldn't get it to go, but
and one.
Bruce Edwards could, and it's Zach Kent who commits the foul. He did not like the call, but the call is in Peddie's favor regardless. 37-33. It's a 4-point lead for the Falcons. They've got a chance to make it a 5-point lead with Bruce Edwards at the line, and a timeout is called by Blair Academy and head coach Joe Mantegna. Peddie coming out here in the third quarter and taking over the momentum for the moment. So 5:17 to go here in the third quarter. As you see, Joe Mantegna giving a little bit of an earful to his team, trying to pump them up. He knows how to do that as well as anybody really in the country in terms of knowing when to call timeout and getting your players motivated. And on the other side, you see the Peddie Falcons. Joe Rulwich, who has to like what he's seen. I mean, this Peddie team, you go back to last night, down 8 points at the beginning of the fourth quarter. It looked like the Hill School had control of that game. And then all of the sudden, Peddie, when they take over the momentum and they get hot, look out. And I think if you are Joe Mantegna, you are thinking to yourself, uh-oh, this team is starting to get hot. Let's try to stop some of this momentum. Blair's got to slow the game down a little bit.
If Blair doesn't come out with a little pep in their step after that timeout where their coach just got into them, nothing's going to do it.
You ever get halftime speeches like that or timeout speeches like that from your coach when you were at Malvern?
Oh, all too much.
A little bit of an earful. as the free throw wouldn't go, so Peddie will have to be content with a 4-point lead. And with 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter, Blair with a big possession. And Turner able to save it, though he is double teamed right at the top. In trouble. Peddie's got the steal. Peddie's got another 2. Bruce Edwards.
Great defense.
The Falcons, tenacious D. And now it's Xavier Sawyer who brings it into the front court. He's guarded by Tyler Jones. Double teamed again. Peddie doing such a great job of double teaming. Here's Matt Turner missing a 3-ball. Tyler Jones trying to push the pace, and obviously Peddie wants to do that, but maybe a bit of an ill-advised pass there by Tyler Jones.
A little too ambitious right there.
As we have some substitutions here for Peddie. Javar Garrett checks in. So does Delano Whitfield, sophomore from North Brunswick, New Jersey. Peddie continues the full court pressure, having a 6-point lead. And Dan Gott gets it ahead to Matt Turner.
That's how you break the press.
And now Kent backing up, huge size advantage with his left hand, couldn't get it to go, got his own miss, put it up wildly, but did draw the foul. And Jason, Zach Kent did exactly what you told him to do. Back up, use your size advantage, and get in there and try to get your shot.
Right. And look, he's at the foul line.
Now we'll see if Kent can knock down a couple of free throws. A 6-0 run for Peddie. Finally snapped there. 39-34. Period number 3. It is the MAPL Championship game live here on the Strive Network. Will be archived to this link right after the game. Of course, we did come on late, so you'll only be able to see the replay of that last couple minutes of the second quarter and the entirety of the second half here. We've got a good one. 5-point game. Peddie's got control, and now with a 5-point lead, they can work in the half court and take their time to get the right shot. Silky move by Bruce Edwards.
Good finish.
And Bruce Edwards
goes right at the ACC recruit.
41-34. Another steal. It's Tyler Jones running the break. Tyler Jones. Now, top of the key, Edwards with an extra pass. It is Whitfield. That one no good, but it's right to Prince. Prince is going to the line, but Terrell Prince with the offensive rebound, fouled by Sawyer. And it has been Peddie with the loose balls, has won those
all the hustle stats.
50-50 battles. So 41-35, and Terrell Prince with a chance to make it an 8-point lead. Gets the roll on the first, shooter's touch.
Kid hails from Georgia. They have some hoopers down there. A lot of athletes down south.
College Park, Georgia.
A lot of famous rappers from there, too.
How about that? That one wouldn't go. 42-35, 1 of 2 for Terrell Prince. It's the largest lead of the game for Peddie, though, here in the third quarter at 7 points, under 3.5 to go. And Janub Charchual able to get 2. Newcomer to the Peddie program this year, 6'3", from Omaha, Nebraska.
Home of the College World Series.
You know, Jason, one of the things about covering these Mid-Atlantic Prep League games, whatever school you're covering, as we do have a timeout on the floor, 42-37, 3:10 to go in the third. One of the things about watching Mid-Atlantic Prep League games is, you know, looking at the rosters, you're seeing kids from all over the country, and not only all over the country, but all over the world as well. Dengak, originally from Sydney, Australia, but also hailed from Sudan. Dengak, obviously, with the connection to Luol Deng as well. And the reason that he came to Blair Academy was through his connection with Luol Deng.
Right.
And Luol Deng obviously played here at Blair with Royale Ivy and Charlie Villanueva early in the 2000s. But we talk about
Must
that
have been
connection.
a pretty good team, huh?
Yeah, but we talk about the connection that Blair Academy has had with a lot of the African players, so they have been able to really hone that that process well. Okay. Xavier Sawyer, originally from Korea. You've got a lot of states represented here in this game. As that ball's out of bounds, it'll stay with Peddie. Tyler Jones will throw it in on the far side. Terrell Prince playing defensive back like he does in football. Goes into the backcourt to pick that one up and secures possession. Javar Garrett at the top. He's also a football player for Peddie. Delano Whitfield now. Whitfield for Prince. Prince guarded by Turner. Trying to get it through. Kent was able to deflect it. Tyler Jones in rhythm for three, and he knocks it down for the triple. 35-27. 8 points is the largest lead of the game now for Peddie. 2.5 to go. In quarter number 3. Jones hits the deck. It is Jones who gets back on his feet and comes away with the interception. Now Terrell Prince in transition. Prince headed back to the line. And Peddie has continued to keep their energy level high. And Prince headed back to the line after the foul was called. Janoob Char-Chuol commits the foul. Substitution for Blair Academy. Jason Owet checks in. He relieves his fellow big man in Zach Kent, 6'11" senior from Magnolia, Delaware. Prince hits yet another, and it is a double-digit lead for Blair Academy, 47-37. And now it'll be Blair Academy who has to play the comeback kids here in the final couple of minutes of this game, or final 10 minutes of this game. It's Gok who is able to pick up the loose ball. He's headed to the line. It's been a frustrating game so far for Gok. Somewhat of a frustrating season for Gok as well compared to his junior campaign.
Like I said earlier, Coach Larinaga will have his hands full with this kid, but he has a lot of potential.
So much raw talent here from Deng Gok. Watching the Prep A championship last year and watching Blair Academy go up against St. Benedict's Prep. You can find that one on our YouTube channel. Seeing Deng battle with some of those bigs, including Sidibe over at St. Benedict's Prep. A lot of fun to watch, but certainly a lot of talent for number 22, Deng Gok. He did miss the 2 free throws, though, so it remains a 10-point game under 2 minutes. It's Tyler Jones who got the roll off the glass. Tyler Jones making magic happen. 49-37, all Peddie here in quarter number 3. It was 33-33 at one point. This is Gok with the follow, couldn't get it to go, and he is headed back to the line, and you can see a release of frustration from Deng Gok as once again the short jumpers just not going in, not going down. He does at the very least have the opportunity to shoot a couple free throws, but the ball not rolling the way that Deng Gok is used to it rolling here in this one so far.
To be honest, I did not see this coming, but that's why you play the game, right?
Well, in terms of Peddie coming out with a 11-point lead at this point.
Yes, did not see this coming.
And remember, we looked at that recent matchups between the teams. Peddie has won the last 5 contests that Peddie and Blair have played against each other. Obviously, that's not including football, where, of course, the Falcons did defeat the Buccaneers on Peddie Blair Day this season. Quick trigger on the three, and it is good. Tessima Haskins, another junior from Georgia, who out of nowhere comes into the game and knocks down a huge shot to make it 52-39. 13-point lead for Peddie. Blair needs some buckets and quickly. Dangok. And now
they're lost on offense right now.
Yeah, it's Matt Turner who loses it out of bounds. Gak saves it, but right to Torres, and now it's a 3-on-2 for Peddie. And the foul is called. Count it, and one. And how about the Falcons going wild over there on the bench as they are pumped up. It's a 15-point lead for the Falcons.
The Jarrett Bolden Euro step.
Terrell Prince going to come back into the game. Give Tyler Jones a breather. As Stephen Torre from Massapequa, New York, gets his own rebound, but he entered the lane too early. So, no free throw there. Still a 15-point lead, 37 seconds to go. Peddie with a very comfortable margin as we are now under 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Blair all out of sorts on offense here. It's Turner leaning in, wouldn't go, and that's been the kind of night it has been. And Peddie can hold for one and ensure themselves a lead heading into the final frame. At least 15 points, maybe more, with Terrell Prince on the ball. Terrell Prince attacking, no. And the foul is called, the late whistle. And the foul called with 4.6 seconds left on the clock. A tough one to swallow if you're Blair, and it'll be another opportunity for points for Blair with 4 seconds to go. Terrell Prince headed back to the line for 2 shots. 17th foul against Blair, so it'll be a 1-on-1 situation regardless from here on out, even though this was a shooting foul, so you have 2. $16-point lead. Three seconds to go. Gonna have to be Janoob. Gak got the shot up. Don't think it got off in time. It was no good anyway, and that's gonna do it for the third quarter. We head to the fourth quarter. It is all Peddie Falcons in the third. Let's see if Blair Academy can get it going in the fourth. 55-39 as we head to the fourth quarter. You're watching live high school basketball. It's the MAPL Championship here on the Strive Network. We start the fourth quarter, 16-point lead for Peddie. They have the ball, and the Falcons can take their time here in the fourth with a 16-point lead. However, Dangok comes away with a steal. Dangok all the way to the hole, and he finishes with the flush.
That's how he has to play all game long.
And that is a good start for Blair Academy. They're now down by 14. Can that flush get the energy back in the step of the Bucks? We shall see. Three-pointer for Prince, wide open, no good. Kent the rebound. And Zach Kent looks the hand off, and he does so to his guy, Janoob Charchual. As this will come out of bounds, stay with Blair. Tyler Jones back into the game. Relieves Tessima Haskins, who came in and hit a big three-pointer in the third quarter. As Kent picks up his dribble. Three-pointer from Janoob, no good. Dengak, wow, what a rebound there from the long 6'10 forward. And then the foul was called on the floor. How about Dengak with a big play? Not necessarily getting the bucket, but securing possession, and those possessions are so much more valuable here in the fourth quarter. Now it's Kent, who is fouled, and he got the bucket to go. He was grabbed as he caught that ball and still had the strength to get that ball out of his hands and in. And a big start to the fourth quarter for Blair Academy. Don't sleep on these Bucks.
But he has to be careful. Blair's come out with a lot of energy. That's all that was missing most of the game. They just seemed like they didn't want it as much, but we're seeing now how they can play when they're bringing the intensity. So
big three-point play there. And 5 straight points for Blair Academy to start the fourth quarter. Excuse me, the score is 55-44, and oh, that is a tough one to swallow if you're Blair. As Matt Turner was saving the ball, trying to get it to his team to go the distance, but threw it right under Peddie's basket, and an and one for Tyler Jones, and that is not going to make Joe Mantegna happy, as you can tell by his facial expression.
That's a basketball commandment. Never save the ball under your own basket. Because that's what happens.
Yeah, that was worst case scenario if you're Peddie, and after getting that big three-point play, it's a three-point play for Tyler Jones the other way, and we are back to a 14-point lead for the Falcons.
Oh.
Zach Kent can't handle underneath, and Peddie forces the turnover. Took a while for the clock to run here, so we're back up to 6:25 to go. Here's a three ball, no good. Xavier Sawyer's got position for the rebound. And Blair going to push the pace a little bit here. Zach Kent at the top, guarded by Jones. Kent drills it. Good-looking player, Zach Kent from Delaware. It's 58-46. Blair within 12.
Shown out for the first state, Delaware.
Terrell Prince, guarded by Sawyer, gets past him and drew the foul on the floor. It'll be the 9th team foul against Blair, so it will be a 1-and-1 opportunity here for Peddie. In fact, that will mean that from here on out, it will be 2 shots on any defensive foul against Blair, as the Falcons will be in the double bonus from here on out, as we do have a timeout, 58-46, 5:50 to go. Actually, there was a foul out there.
30.
As the 6'1" senior in Xavier Sawyer just committed his 5th personal foul, so that was the delay. It wasn't a timeout on the floor. And a miss on the free throw, the front end of the 1-and-1. So Blair with an opportunity to pull within 10, maybe make it a double-digit game with a 3-ball. Janoob Churchill, here is Turner, a healthy 3, no good. And cherry picking the other way, Tyler Jones is able to retrieve. And Peddie can slow up. Terrell Prince has done a nice job running the point for the Falcons. Looking in the corner, it's Bruce Edwards who will bring it back out. No shot clock here, so the Falcons can take their time.
No rush, no need to rush.
5 minutes separating the Falcons and a Maple championship. As Gox got some good defense, but somehow Peddie got it back underneath. Bruce Edwards Jack Weber working hard for the Falcons. And here is Bruce Edwards. guarded by Gok. Both number 22. Now it's Tyler Jones, guarded by Turner. Good defense by Turner there. Jones has to weave his way back. Long possession here for the Falcons, and they are fine with that. Even if they score, even if they don't score, they're still taking a lot of time off the clock here in this offensive set. And Blair is going to commit the foul. Gok.
That's just frustration right there.
Yeah, you're going to start to see some of those frustration fouls, and Blair's got to be careful because now we mentioned Peddie is in the double bonus, so it's 2 free throws from here on out. And if there's 10 fouls on the board for Blair, that means some of these players are going to be in some foul trouble, and we'll get those foul numbers to you as we can.
We've already seen one guy foul out.
Free throw's good. 60-46. It was Gok's 3rd personal foul, by the way.
Interesting. Peddie still in the press, I guess. Oh!
Got a couple free throws coming. Wanted to hear your play-by-play call on that dunk if it went down. Janub Charchuol will head to the line. Strong penetration, but he'll have to earn it at the charity stripe. Peddie has staved off the initial onslaught by Blair here in the beginning of the 4th quarter. The Buccaneers scored 5 very quick points. The Falcons have been very consistent all game long and are back up 14 with 4:17 to go in the 4th. So these free throws very, very important now for Janub Charchuol. Again, 6'3" junior from Omaha. Tessima Haskins back in for the Peddie School. He replaces Jack Weber.
These Peddie School guards, they all look like football players.
Yeah, they're all quick, no doubt. And I know that we got the head coach of the football team, Chris Maleo, who's watching with pride as he sees his athletes play well here on the basketball floor. As it is that was Terrell Prince who is called for the foul and headed back to the free throw line.
2-shot foul.
And once again, it's going to be number 10, Janub Charchuol.
Terrell Prince. 3rd foul on Terrell Prince.
Back in is Jack Weber set to check back in for Peddie.
Free throws matter. Need to hit every one of these. Down 12.
See Tessima Haskins coming off the field or off the court. It's Joe Rulewich. 1 of 2. And it's an 11-point game. Still plenty of time to go for Blair. Just about 4 minutes. As a foul is called. And Blair's going to pick up their defense. And the intensity of their defense. That is Turner's 3rd. And it's going to mean 2 free throws here for Peddie. And might be one of these games where if the Falcons can convert their free throws, they've got this one in very good position as Stephen Torre, hits the first. One of 2. And Joe Montegna telling his team to go, go, go. They need to push the pace here, and drawing the foul was Janub Charchuol on Tyler Jones.
Unnecessary foul. Peddie needs to realize time is on their side. They keep stopping the clock.
Yeah, the best case scenario for Blair is to put points on the board without the clock moving, and hitting your free throws would do just that. And that's a big front end of the 1-and-1 for Janub Charchuol. Blair now in the double bonus, so double bonus both ways from here on out. Ten-point game. Peddie has taken a 14-point lead and seen it shrink down to 10 here. The Falcons once again want to use the clock, and they draw yet another foul. It might be a long end of this one. Blair looking to have quick possessions and stop the clock as much as possible. And it is Stephen Torre who misses the first. Torre hits the second and takes a seat on the bench. As Jahan Dotson back into the game for the Peddie School. I mentioned earlier that Jahan had committed to go to Ohio State. That is not the truth. I lied there. He is being recruited by Ohio State. And among many other D1 football programs.
Oh, that's a charge.
As Matt Turner is called for the charge.
I'll tell you this, you hold a scholarship offer from Ohio State, must be pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. There's no doubt about it. But he's going to have his pick of the litter based on where he wants to go to school, and a lot of these athletes sort of have that advantage, that luxury to be able to do that. Smart kids, athletic kids, it's a good combination at the next level. 62-51. Peddie being pressured here. It's Terrell Prince gets past Janub Charchuol, who comes out limping, and he is hurting right now, number 10, Janub Charchuol. He's got to fight through this final 3 minutes and change. Blair needs to force a turnover. And Peddie content to play keep away here. As Tyler Jones weaves it back into open floor.
These guards can all handle the ball for Peddie. It makes it hard to trap them.
And there's the steal. Dengak able to get it away. And now it's Turner up ahead. Turner thought about the three. Instead, it's now Gabe Ravitz into the game. Ravitz for three, and he was hit as he shot. No call, though. And the three was no good. Under 3 minutes to go. 2:40 and counting. And it's still Peddie with the lead, and it's Dengak who picks up number 4.
They're slipping away from them.
It's 4 foul on Dengak.
So Tyler Jones to the line. Dotson, after a quick rest, goes back in. Back up to 13, the lead for Peddie, and Times is on their side. 2.5 to go. Janub Charchuol.
Nice finish.
He needed it. Looks like he's shaken off that stinger from the little roll of the ankle a couple of moments ago. Big possession here. Blair obviously needs a stop. And the foul was called against Gabe Ravitz. At the top, that means 2 free throws coming for the Falcons once again. And it's Terrell Prince, who has had a really solid game at the point guard position. Looking for some clutch free throws to extend the lead. Now you got a 12-point lead, Jason. You get up to the line, the pressure's off a little bit, right?
Yeah, you can be free and just let it fly. Knocks down 2.
The Falcons, after an incredible comeback yesterday against against the Hill School in the semis, as Turner cannot hit the 3. And we're going to walk the floor now as the foul is called. And 2 free throws coming for the Peddie School once again with a 13-point lead. And the Falcons feel pretty good. And after trailing by 8 heading into the 4th quarter against the Hill School yesterday, Falcons have played some impeccable basketball, and they've done it throughout all 4 quarters of this one. And they hit their free throws.
Jason Owe comes in for Blair.
Jason Owe checks in for Blair. I believe the foul was called on Zach Kent. I believe that was his 5th. It's Turner, Matt Turner, team down by 15. They need 3 balls and quickly. It's Gok who wants to attack.
Good move.
Gok with his left hand, no good. Terrell Prince ahead of the pack. And Peddie thinking about shooting the ball. Instead, it'll be Tyler Jones to weave his way around. Tyler Jones loses control and loses the ball. There's Gok. Turner pulling up for 3. Down it goes. Matt Turner makes it an 11-point game. And the timeout called by Blair. 1:17 to go.
A fighter's chance.
Now let's take a look at that bracket once again. You see Peddie defeating Mercersburg in the first round and then playing the Hill School. As the Hill School had that first round bye, they were the number 2 seed in the tournament. Peddie just number 3.
Hill School has a lot of great alums who are playing college basketball.
They've got a lot of players this year that are extremely solid as well and extremely talented. At the Peddie School able to knock them off with that 4th quarter comeback last night. Blair beating Hun School, and here we are in the championship to see the Peddie Blair rivalry once again here live on the Shrive Network. See Joe Rulewich. Got to speak to him before the game. He was just ecstatic about how his team played last night, and then heading into this one, he just seemed like a confident fellow. And
it's carried over.
Why not? This Peddie team has had some really good pieces that have stayed with the program for the last couple of seasons. It's allowed Coach Rulewich to allow their chemistry to continue to grow, and it has done so. And with Tyler Jones at the point guard position leading the team, shooting guard position leading the team, Falcons have had a successful 2017. Gabe Ravitz commits the foul. That's his 3rd. And it's Jahan Dotson from Nazareth, Pennsylvania. 69-56 the score. Jack Weber into the game. Torrey takes a seat for Peddie. Turner guarded tightly by Prince. Screen from Gok. Now they go to Owe. Owe with a nice move. Jason Owe for 2.
Nice finish. It's another guy. Looks like a football player.
Jason Owe is on the Blair Academy football team. Wouldn't you know it? And we do have another timeout on the floor. So, Blair is going to continue to call these timeouts and try to extend the game as much as they can. 69-58. Simon Rose, Jason Dumas here.
Simon, this has been fun, man.
Yeah, it's been a great time, Jason. I'm glad that you've been here, and people have here at the Strive Network don't know your voice. I've known you for a long time. We went to Syracuse together. We're from the Philadelphia area together. You were the sports director at WHAG, locally here in Hagerstown, Maryland. So we have covered sports for a long, long time, and it's been a great opportunity to have you come on board, and it's been a dream come true to work alongside you, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
69-58 as Jahan Dotson, just like a receiver, is able to catch that one and pass it off.
Hit him with the okey doke.
And now it's Joe Rulewich who calls the timeout. So I said we're in for a long last couple of minutes, and that has been the case. As Blair tries to play comeback, Peddie tries to save off the Buccaneers, and with 52 seconds left, Joe Rulewich not going to take any chances. The seeding, this is what it looked like heading into the tournament. Blair was the #1 seed, Hill 2, Peddie 3. There's Joe Montegna.
Animated over there.
Still with as much intensity as the beginning of the game. He's a fun coach to watch. And we have the privilege of being right next to him, here where our broadcast table is. So we get a little inside listen to the speeches that he delivers. His Buccaneers have a lot of work cut out for them here. With 52 seconds to go, it's Peddie basketball. 1-point lead. Or excuse me, 11-point lead. Go back to Tyler Jones. And Jones finds Prince. Peddie playing 5 wide. There's Falcons all over the floor to play keep away. And Zach Kent back into the game. I thought he fouled out, but he did not. So he's coming back in. Free throws here for Torre. And Torre misses. That gives Blair some life. Jason Owe takes a seat. One of 2. Leads a dozen. And Torre takes a seat. Gok throws it in. 40 seconds to go. Turner's got to hurry. Turner for Gok. Now Turner gets it back. They want the 3 ball with Turner. He just hasn't had much room. He's going to force it up anyway and hit it. I think a foot was on the line, and they're going to say that's the case. 10-point game. And Peddie, with 20 seconds to go, will get fouled. And that will just about do it. With 17 seconds left, it'll be the Peddie Falcons who win the MAPL championship. The #3 seed coming into the tournament. But get hot at the right time, and you've got a chance to win every game that you're playing in. And Peddie got hot at the right time last night in the semifinals, and they have been hot all game long here. Jones goes 1 of 2. Turner again for 3, and man, the kid can hit some big time shots. And it's a 8-point game now. And you've seen Matt Turner. They've had tunnel vision in terms of giving him the basketball here in the last couple minutes, and he has responded. He can hit some big-time shots. I'm not sure where he's going to play at the next level, but he certainly has some looks to be playing in college. I know Villanova was looking at Mr. Turner at one point. 10 seconds to go here, 71-63. And you see the Peddie school trying to just do whatever it takes to let these last 10 seconds come off the clock. And just need a couple of more successful keep-away possessions maybe just one more, really, and the game's over. And the Falcons will be crowned MAPL champions. Stick with us after the game. We'll see Peddie raise the trophy, and we'll also catch up with one of the Falcons.
Can't overstate this enough. Just from the opening tip to now, it just seemed like Peddie wanted this one more.
Prince.
And they're football players, like I said.
Yeah, that's their quarterback to receiver connection, Prince to Dotson, and that will do it. The Peddie Falcons, MAPL champions in 2017. What a game here, and what a performance by Peddie. Tough one to swallow if you're Blair Academy. They felt they were the better team, but they did not play like it here today. It was all Peddie from the opening tip. This game was tied at 33-33, and that mid part of the game is kind of when the tide started to turn, Jason. It was 33-33, then Peddie went on a 6-0 run. Next thing you know, it was a 14-point lead, and Blair just could not dig themselves out of the hole.
It's all energy from Peddie. And they really brought it. Those guards, they're tough as nails. You see them, the eye test, they're a little undersized, but they played bigger than what they're listed at, and they didn't let the imposing big man on Blair kind of dictate what they would do. They went out at them all game and got some guys into foul trouble, fouled out a guy, and
I think the style of play that Peddie had really did well here against this Blair Academy team, just the way that they were able to speed the tempo up. They forced Blair into a number of turnovers, and that got Blair out of rhythm, which when you get out of rhythm, you turn the ball over, usually that kind of domino effects into your offensive play, and it just did not look like Blair was comfortable on the offense, and that's due in large part to the way Peddie played defensively. They did not make things easy at all for the Buccaneers.
It sounds so simple, but it's so true. Typically in basketball, the team that dictates the tempo and the style of play usually wins.
And that is exactly what happened here today. You see Terrell Prince there giving a little fist pump. He's excited. He played really well here today. Tyler Jones holds the trophy, the captain of the Falcons squad. They are MAPL champions here in 2017. So congratulations to the Peddie School. We'll catch up with one of the Peddie players here in just a moment. So stick with us here on the Strive Network. Back here, wrapping up a Maple championship for the Peddie Falcons, and Tyler Jones here with me. Tyler, player of the game, congratulations! What a win! This has got to feel pretty good to beat your arch rivals in the championship game.
It does feel good. It's actually Peddie's first Maple win. We've never played on Sunday, and I was real confident coming into this year. I told Coach we were going to win this.
And you certainly did.
Yeah.
Coming into this year, you kind of knew what you had, right? You guys had a good core from last year. You played significant minutes last year, obviously, and a big part of the team last year. How much did that help coming into your senior campaign and being able to lead the team?
We had 12 seniors come back, actually 10 seniors come back, 2 new post-grads. A couple football guys came in and helped out, and everybody was just really committed to the team this year.
Tyler, talk to me about last night, right? You guys were down by 8 points, the beginning of the fourth quarter. Seems like that's when things started to roll your way here in this Maple tournament. What was it at the beginning of the fourth quarter last night, because that's when it started, that happened that you guys were just able to flip that switch?
Just our pressure on defense. I mean, we pressed the whole game. We have a saying, everything's relentless, and that's what we did. We got stops at the end of the game, and scored. Scoring's going to come.
Going up against Blair Academy, you guys have lost to them five games in a row.
Yep.
So going up against Blair Academy, you sort of know what to expect. What was your game plan heading in? You guys seemed like you wanted to speed the tempo up a little bit, keep that defensive intensity up. What was your game plan, and how do you feel you executed that here today?
I think we ended up, executing well, as you can say, but keeping them off the line, boxing out on defense, because they got 7 footage across the board. That was really it. Scoring is going to come, like I said.
Plans for next year, Tyler?
I'm not sure yet.
All right, keep your options open.
Thank you,
Tyler. Congratulations, man.
Thank
Player
you.
of the game, Maple champions, the Peddie Falcons. We'll be back right after this to wrap it up.
Thank you.
All right, we're here one last time here at the Mercersburg Academy Gymnasium. Simon Rose alongside Jason Dumas. Jason, it's your first look at Maple League basketball. I'm glad that you were here to see some talented athletes, an incredible conference, a great tournament hosted here by Mercersburg Academy, and in the end it was the Peddie School who put together an incredible performance to win.
Right, this didn't disappoint. There's a lot of talent here, and the Peddie, what more can you say about them? You come in as the 3 seed, nobody's looking at the 3 seed, and they have a huge comeback win yesterday, back from 8 points in the fourth quarter. And now today, you come out, they're undermanned, undersized, and they punched Blair right in the mouth from the jump.
Yeah, it was the speed that really killed for the Peddie School, and that defensive intensity, as Tyler Jones just told you, was so important to their gameplay. But for Blair Academy, the season continues. They still have a good shot at a Prep A championship, and we might see them in that Prep A championship next Saturday. We will have all of the Prep tournament games live on the Strive Network. That is the Girls Hockey Championship on Tuesday. Wednesday, we've got the Prep B Prep B championships, girls and boys, and then on Saturday, next Saturday, will be Prep A, boys and girls. So we might see Blair Academy, maybe the Peddie School again as well. So we'll wait to see there. But here for the Maple tournament, it is the Peddie School Falcons who are the Maple champions for the first time in their school history. On the girls' side of things, it was Blair Academy who ran wild in that game against Hill. So Blair wins their 7th consecutive Maple championship on the girls' side. Peddie winning the guys. Simon Rose here, Jason Dumas. Jason, it's been a pleasure.
Man.
Thank you so much for coming out, man. It's been, like we said, we've worked alongside each other. We've lived together. You were my roommate out in North Dakota. We've known each other for such a long time. We've been through it all together. We've been through some crazy weather, and to finally actually work a game with you and have you come out is awesome. So thanks for working. Thank you, Derwin Worrell, for being our director here today. And thank you all for watching here on the Strive Network. We'll see you next time, Tuesday, Girls Ice Hockey Championship, live on Strive. Until then, so long.